What's up, bitches? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already noticed, I've been quite absent from this channel and social media. Excuse me, Burton. I'm trying to do an update video. No, this video is not just an update video. It is an update video. It's more than that. This is Braxie being as rejuvenated as physically possible, because you know what I decided? After the shit show that 2018 was, yes, we're getting ahead of ourselves, this is my fucking year. This is your guys' year, this is my year. So, with that being said, shall we? I think the first thing you guys should be aware of is I moved. I don't live in my old apartment. Not that many of you probably even really care. I moved. So this is my new house. So this is just a small little corner. Look at, this is my chair rail because I'm a woman now. So I'm not going to show you my whole apartment, obviously, but she's cute and I like her so far. So just know that I'm in a new place. I'm closer to my job. I'm living with me and my son Burton, and things are really good in that aspect of my life. Thing number 2 that's very important for you to know is that I did have a son. I have a cat named Burton. Burton? I'm gonna pick him up now. Burton, come here. Burton, I love you. Please come here to me. Burton loves me, and I love him, and we're pretty much soulmates. For those of you who don't know, my last apartment that I lived in was the first place I ever moved away from home. So it was the first place I ever lived alone as a grown-up. I was not a grown-up. But me and Zoe lived there, and then Zoe ended up moving out. I lived there alone for the last couple of months. So mid-October, probably really early October actually. It may really have actually been end of September. But anyways, I was leaving for work. I opened my door. And keep in mind, I lived in a neighborhood where there was never stray animals. There was never any stray dogs, stray cats, no nothing. I opened the door, and we lived on the back side of the stairs. So I open the door and I see this little fucking cat just sitting on the bottom of the stairs. And I was like, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing?" And he comes up to me, and he was so sweet and so nice. And he had cobwebs all over him, and I just felt so sad for him that I was like, "Please wait here. I'm gonna go get you some food." So I open my apartment door, and he just books it inside. Just books it inside. And then at this point, he ran to my piano. He proceeded to run to my piano bench, sit on it, and wait there. And I actually have a picture of it because I was like, who is this cat? So at that point, I tried to make him go back outside. And because I believe in consent firmly, I wasn't going to make him go outside if he didn't want to. So I kept him in my laundry room. I fed him, put up posters, was like, "Please take your cat." I went to the complex. We called everybody in the apartment building. In my building, he was nobody's cat. Long story short, I kept him. And I also do believe in fate, and I believe in the universe, and I hope I didn't steal somebody's cat. But even if I did, he knew that I needed him. In that time in my life, I needed my son. I needed him, and he came to me. I call him my Halloween miracle because he saved me. He saved me. Thanks. My little Halloween miracle. Look at that little face. He saved me, and he looks like a skeleton. He's so cute.
Who's gonna take your place? There ain't nobody better. Oh, baby, baby, we belong together.
Another thing I wanted to mention was that I released a single. It's out anywhere you want to stream music. You can buy it on cdbaby.com. I'll put the link in the description, but you can buy it, you can purchase it, or you can stream it anywhere you stream music. I released this single because we're gonna get a little sentimental here. One thing I really lost, I think not just in 2018, but probably at the end of 2017 as well, was doing things for me in my art. I never expected for Warm or Warmish or any of my videos to ever get thousands of views, let alone millions. I never expected that. And when I posted warm and it got, you know, 100,000, I was just shocked beyond belief. And I posted warmish because, you know, warm had 100,000 views, and I thought, this is a fun second edition. But ultimately, I made warmish because I wanted to tell the story, and because I wanted to watch it, and I wanted my friends to be able to watch it, and it was something that I felt just so deeply, and it had nothing to do with thinking that it would get views, and it did, and I'm so grateful for that. But somewhere along the way, in warmish getting more successful than I intended, or than I thought, I fell under that pressure of being a creator that I think a lot of people do fall under the pressure of. I went from creating content whenever I wanted, however I wanted, and whether it got 3 views or 100 views or no views, I didn't care because I was making it for me. And after warmish, somewhere along the way, everything became like gray, like fuzzy, like nothing ever equated to warmish. Nothing ever got 13 million views, so nothing ever mattered as much as warmish did, and it was just this, I don't know, it was always this comparison. It's hard to explain, and I think a lot of people will understand, but I stopped wanting to create for me. I started wanting to put content out quickly, because if I didn't, people were going to unsubscribe. If I didn't put out content that was like warmish, people were going to unsubscribe. If I didn't put out content that was good enough, people were going to unsubscribe. I didn't put out, you know, content that was as successful as warmish. I wasn't good enough. It was just this like flurry of thoughts that I don't even know were always conscious, but they were always back here, and anytime I created something, I like pit myself against myself. I like was in this weird war in my head of the things that I was creating, and it started to affect everything. It started to affect my songwriting, my poetry, my journaling, and that's all stuff that I do that I don't post everything of. It all started to get encompassed in this like not being good enough for something that I created, and it just got to get unhealthy and made me not want to make anything, and that's never what I want, ever, literally ever, because I make art for me. It's my outlet for myself. That's really disheartening to feel that way, because I would work really hard on things, and something that I find so important is representation, because there's so much representation lacking. So I've always wanted to create just the biggest plethora of art I can, and it's very disheartening when I put so much of myself into my work and it gets less than what I thought. And that sounds selfish, that sounds greedy, that sounds kind of ugly. And I'm so thankful for any amount of views that I get. And the numbers shouldn't matter, and they started to. And that is why I think I took such a step back from everything. Because the numbers are not what is important. You know, I know there are a few 4 or 5 or 6 of you who I talk to who care about what I create, and that was more than I could have hoped for when I posted warmish. It wouldn't be a braxie video if I didn't tear up a little. I'm back, okay? And that's why I posted this single. That's why that's the first thing I did in 2019, because I posted it, I wrote it for me, for my feelings, and I recorded it for me, and I posted it for me, because that's what I do it for. So my single is called She Doesn't Care About Me Though. It's shitty and out of tempo because I can't record to a metronome worth shit, but it's unabashedly me, and it is raw and from my chest. On that topic, I actually got asked to do a mic review. Am I an official YouTuber now? So this company contacted me and they asked me if I would try out their mic, and it's called FIFINE. And it's just this cute little Mikey Boo. And this is actually what I used to record the vocals for She Doesn't Care About Me though. So if you want to hear how this mic sounds, you can go listen to that. It is a little bit, I have this problem with most mics, is I have a very loud voice. And oftentimes when I'm singing, it gets to, it like pitches, like the echo or the audio peaks, and then it does that scratchy thing. So I do have that problem with all mics. So I had that problem with this mic, but you can turn the volume up and down, which is really helpful. And overall, it's a really good mic. It has really good sound quality. It's easy to use. You just plug it into your computer and voila, you've got a mic. I mean, she gets the job done.
That's what she said.
God bless America. Go listen to my single and cry with me, please. Then
We interrupt this scheduled programming for a little ASMR. I thought, what better way to test the microphone than to ASM artist the shit out of it. For those of you who don't know, I'm addicted to ASMR. I watch ASMR. Am I in focus? I watch ASMR every night before I go to bed. I cannot fall asleep without it. I'm crippled. Since I live alone, it just helps me sleep. I really started liking ASMR when I started liking Bob Ross. When I was doing online school, like 2015, because he made me feel calm. Is this gonna be too much? He made me feel calm when I felt anxious. So I made an ASMR video in I think 2016, and it wasn't too great, but here we are in 2019. So today, in 2019, in honor of the braxie in 2016 that wanted to make an ASMR video, we're going to make another ASMR video. And to make the ASMR video, we are testing the microphone that I was sent. So, you can see the real sound quality of this shit. So, Bert, please stop. Some people don't like the sound of cotton. I got it in my mouth. Who told me that was a good idea? Okay. Okay. So, it's after work tonight. It's currently 6:25. My cat thinks I'm psychotic. So we're just gonna take my makeup off. We're just gonna take it right off. Bert, stop fucking licking yourself, you ungrateful bastard. Honestly, I'll fall asleep right now. I will fall asleep. I'll fall asleep right now. just pushed my cat. This isn't very wet. Okay. I have like ASMR ADHD. Is that possible? Can you hear me rubbing my eye? You can probably hear my cat licking his nasty paw in the background. I can't tell if I'm taking my makeup off or not. Stop it. Okay. That's gotta be enough. Am I right? Sorry. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. You gotta soak your eye juices up. I don't typically wear a lot of eye makeup. I go like in spurts of like a lot of eye makeup and then a lot of not. But I specifically wore heavy eye makeup today so I could take it off in front of the camera. That's how much I care about you guys. I put you into my daily life. Bitch, if you catch me with mascara on a regular day, you're seeing something rare. I don't hardly ever wear mascara. I fucking hate mascara. I fucking hate black mascara because no matter how much I try to take it off, it never comes fully off. And then I wake up and I have black shit under my eyes and it just makes me look like I'm a billion years old and I have dark circles and it makes me angry. It makes me angry at the world. It makes me angry at myself. So I don't like it particularly. And I like the way my eyes look without mascara, which I know is a little bit odd, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? My skin has actually been pretty horrible lately. And by horrible, I mean not horrible, just not clear. I have a lot of acne on my forehead, which is not usually something I have. And I usually use facial oils in the morning because I have dry skin. And this is a bowl of water. You can't hear it. I use oil typically. Oh my god, I need to finish my story. I typically use oil to it's... Can you not do that right now? Thanks. I was like, it's obviously the oil, or what I assume would be the oil. We're literally washing my face on camera. Do I care? No. I've never washed my face on my bed before. This is new. This is new for me. Okay. We're gonna get a little water. Yeah, this is a new experience for me. Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah. How is that? You like that? Let's dunk. Do you think I could just dunk my face in? Yeah. You definitely can. Do we recommend it? Probably not. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just swallowed so much soapy water. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. And it's because of an ASMR video. Okay. Alrighty. Well, now that I am successfully wet, very moist. Okay. 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 We're just gonna... Honestly, not bad. She feels clean. I can't really see it, but she feels clean. This is my... It's an herb cleansing foam. I try not to use the same thing on my skin for too long, because if I do, it's like my skin gets used to it, and then it stops working. So I try to switch my face masks and my face washes up. Usually I use the same stuff to take my makeup off, but I'll kind of alternate face washes and masks and stuff. Mask of Magnum Mint Tea is always a staple for me. It really helps clear my skin. But this is just one I got at Marshall's. So it's one. It's herb cleansing foam, but it appears to be in Korean. So it's Korean beauty, but it leaves my face really clean, but it feels it kind of like dry, like draggy, you know, your face feels so clean that it feels like sticky. So I do like it, but after I wash my face. Ooh, that's nice. I like to use a toner. balanced skin without over drying. Which is what I need. Can't afford to be a dry bitch. Am I right, ladies? Maybe the amount of coffee I drink is not good for my skin. Okay, and then we have clindamycin phosphate, which is my dermatologist acne cream. Because yes, your bitch suffers from acne. And I went on strike and I stopped using this cream for a while, hoping that, you know, I started using it in middle school, and I was hoping that my skin would be maybe cleared up by adulthood. I was wrong. It wasn't cleared up, so I went on strike. I got bad acne, and I realized that it does make me very insecure. I thought I'd grown out of the teenage insecurity, acne, red-faced pimple phase, but I hadn't, and it really brought my confidence down. But if you have acne, you're still lovely and beautiful, and I think acne, I don't even notice it. And I give myself more leniency nowadays than I used to, but I mean, I take good care of my skin, clearly. I can't help it if I get a pimple. Can't help it. Oh, I need chapstick. Okay. Now, usually what I would do, or sometimes, not usually, sometimes, I'll put on moisturizer at the end of the night, but I don't always do it because I like my acne cream to be able to work unsolicited. If my face feels really dry, I'll use moisturizer, but oftentimes I just moisturize a lot in the morning. In the morning I use an oil. I use under eye hydration, like awakening thing. I use this thing, and I use rose oil or lavender oil, I don't remember, or spray, I mean toner. It's like hydrating mist. So in the morning I like really go in with the moisturizing, but at night I don't always. So I think that's it from me. That's my nighttime makeup removing face routine thingy. So, this is the mic that I've been using. It's called FIFINE. So, this is the way the mic sounds. If you like it, I think it's a good quality mic. It's really simple to use, and simplicity is key sometimes. So, back to you, Braxie. Back to you.
I gave you all my updates, but I do want to assure you guys that this year is going to be much better than 2018. And I think that everything that happened in 2018 was for a reason. I went into 2018 thinking it was going to be the best year ever. I had expectations that were through the roof, and that it was going to be this exceptional year. And then it wasn't. And then every time something bad happened, I would think that that was it. That the bad happened, and then no other bad things would happen. And that's just not a viable way to think. When I was younger and adults would say to me, welcome to adulthood, or adulthood sucks, I would say fuck you. And I still do say fuck you because it's very obnoxious and annoying. But life gets harder as you get older because your moral compass gets more involved. I think when you're young, things are just smaller. You know, you get in trouble because you didn't look before you crossed the road. There's a right and a wrong to that. You are supposed to look before you cross the road. When you're young and you, I don't know, you mouth off to your mom and she takes away your DS, there's a right and a wrong to that. You don't get to be mean to your mom who birthed you into the world. And there are absolutely rights and wrongs, but I think the older you get, the more difficult things get, and the more askew things get, and the more that gray area and that middle ground of is it right and is it wrong comes to life. And bad things can happen more than just occasionally. And as sad as that seems, I think when you're young, I think bad things don't happen to protect you. And people try so hard to protect kids, and I get it, because if bad things happen to little kids, their innocence would be lost. And one thing I used to look at adults and hate was that I always saw that their excitement and that their luster was gone, and I could never understand it. And I always wondered, what happens when you turn older, when you get to your 30s or 40s, that makes you negative? It makes you resentful. It makes you not appreciate things. And I get it. And I don't want to be that way. We are not crying, this is positive! My point is, bad things happen. And I think it's about how you handle it. How you deal with it, how you move on from it, and how you graciously accept the next bad thing. Because they're not gonna stop. And I think that that's something I've really come to terms with, and something I'm okay with. Because all of those things are what's gonna shape me, and what's gonna make me better. Because when I've been put in the situation of right and wrong, or of someone does me wrong and I should hate them and I should treat them horribly, because that's what a lot of people do, or I should cut them out, or I should not forgive them, or I should be harsh. I'm just not good at that. And sometimes it does me wrong. Sometimes it's not for the better. Sometimes you should move on from people, and you should cut them out. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If someone is toxic, you don't need toxicity in your life. But I have a very hard time forgetting people that I care about. And that is something I'm gonna work on. I want to believe that everything happens for a reason. And I want to believe that my expectations for 2019 are different, and that this year is going to be good because I'm going to let it be, I guess. My sister said to me the other day, you go through friends like you go through underwear. And I don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment or a diss, because one, I mean, I guess that's good that I wear clean underwear and that I'm not dirty. Or if I'm a bad person and no one wants to stick around. I lost a lot of people in 2018. I had a lot of good memories, and a lot of the bad ones overshadowed the good. And there was a lot that happened in 2018. There's positives, and I learned so much. And I am a very different person than I was this time last year. And I really wish that I could give Braxie from 2018 a hug, because she really needs it, like, so bad. That poor child. Oh my god. I mean, it's only 2019. She's still struggling, but oh my god. I want us to all band together and vow to each other that 2019 is what we make of it. It's how we handle the good and how we handle the bad, and in between I have so many things I want to do this year for me. Why am I so emotional? I'm always crying. I think I'm ready for all of it. I'm glad to be back. I have a lot of things I want to do, and I'm ready. I'm very ready to do them. I guess that's it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk stream. She doesn't care about me though on Spotify.